Yeah. Everybody consistent. I'm not. My nigga, I'm persistent.
Well, hello, Roadie Rose.
Hi, how you doing?
Very good, thank you.
Yeah.
So, I was just curious, right?
What's that?
How was the name Roadie Rose created?
Roadie Rose. The name, it came from me being in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, buying jewelry at a young age.
Yeah.
And it was just, it was some gold that just came out. It was called rose gold. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
everybody was like used to the white gold and the, you know what I'm saying, the gold and the, you know, so
yeah,
I came through with the rose gold jewelry and niggas was calling me like Roadie Rose, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, they was calling me Rose Gold Roadie. And I kind of like switched that shit to like, you know, Roadie Rose.
I like that, I like that.
Yeah.
Well, where's the first neighborhood that you grew up in LA?
First neighborhood was, it was the east side of Los Angeles, Pueblo Projects. So it's like all the way east on Slauson. You know what I'm saying?
Not familiar, but yeah.
Okay, cool, yeah. But that was the first thing from the Pueblos. My daddy actually, he from Pueblos or whatever. So then I moved to the 77th and Hoover with my pops, and then oh yeah, that's the Hoovers. You know what I'm saying? So my dad, he from here blood. So all the whole time, I actually thought my dad was I thought he was from Hoover the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Cause I walk to the store or whatever, I see like the little gangbangers and shit, and they be banging Hoover and shit. Mind you, I'm only like 9. So growing up, I thought my pops was from Hoover the whole time. You know what I'm saying? But the gangs over there, they just had respect for him from where he was from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His name traveled a long way. So then I moved to the Six Deuce Brims on 62nd and Hardale. That's where I had my first fight. You know what I'm saying? It was this dude named Lil Mike from over there. So I was probably like 9, 8 years old. My sister them pumped me up and shit like that or whatever. Like made me, you know, hold on, man, my brother ain't know, you know what I'm saying?
So why don't you tell me more about your life growing up?
I was a kid, like quiet kid. Like I ain't speak much. I kind of observed, looked at my pops, you know what I mean, the way he moved around the streets. You know what I'm saying, as a leader, you know what I mean? And I was quiet, like, but when I did talk, you know what I'm saying, and I started talking, I was ready to be a leader. You know what I'm saying? So I used to watch Hannibal off of 18. Remember the 18?
Oh man.
Remember the 18 though?
No, well, tell me how it relates to your story.
No, it was this dude named Hannibal. Like, he from the 18. He had like a crew of like 5 dudes or whatever. So he really didn't talk that much, but when he talked, he was a leader. Like, you know what I mean? He wrote out the plans and shit like that. So that's how I was as a kid.
Like wisdom.
There you go, soaking it all in and shit. Like, you know? Yeah. I was hearing about like all the, you know, I'm from the east side, you know what I'm saying? So I was hearing about all the west side schools that had all the fly girls, you know what I'm saying? So our thing was, we were trying to go see all this shit, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Hamilton, Palisades, and Westchester, I was like hearing about all those schools, so I leave school, like wherever I was at, and I go straight over to those schools. Cause we ain't never saw, you know, we ain't seen them type of girls. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You think to go see the girls.
Yeah, we ain't seen them type of girls, so that's what we was doing, like, you know what I mean? So eventually, you know, missing school so much, you know what I mean, it led to me going to continuation school. So that was Hillcrest High School. And it was cool at first, like Hillcrest, the work was easy, and I was knocking out the work. I'm like, all right, cool, I could graduate, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could really, this shit easy, you know what I'm saying? But then I got to like the nouns and the...
It got complicated.
I got to English and they started talking about pronouns and adjectives and adverbs and like, you know what I'm saying? And it kind of you know, held a nigga up or whatever. So that got tired and boring to me. So I ended up, you know, dropping out. Call me Big Rose. Big Rose. Yeah. Big gigantic vibes.
So you mentioned that you dropped out of high school, right? What was next after that? Did you get a job?
Yeah, so after I drop out, I get a job. I ended up working at Best Buy. Best Buy was pretty much, that was cool. I was like cashier. And I was just like, you know, serving people real fast. Like, you know what I'm saying? After that, I end up working for the post office.
That's a good job.
Yeah, that's a good. I thought it was cool. Like I thought it was like dealing with mail, you know, deal with paper and shit like that or whatever. They got a nigga pushing some big ass OTRs, like you know what I'm saying, like triple the size of me or whatever. So I had one more job too though. Like I worked at Quick and Split. I worked at Quick and Split in the hood.
That?
That's a hamburger stand, and that was cool. Like they had me on the grill. I'm thinking I'm gonna be a cash register again. So.
Not you wanting to pick your jobs.
Yeah, for sure. Like
at your job.
Nah, they had me like flipping burgers and shit. And then the weekend came, and then this lady came through from the club. Like you know what I'm saying, and she came through and she ordered like about this special they had. The special was like 30 burgers and 30 fries. Like, nah, for real though. So it's like, nigga, hold on, I'm supposed to do 30 burgers and you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was crazy though.
So did you ever consider going to college or looking into a scholarship of any sort?
Nah, not from that point. It was the streets. Like first of all, it was boosting first. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, that
like,
was your thing?
I'm young still, like, you know what I'm saying? So it was boosting first, like, which led, you know, that taught me like how to move around Los Angeles, like different malls and shit. Like I had to go to like every mall in Los Angeles, like to get the most clothes to sell. So that, you know, navigating around LA, it taught me that or whatever. But I got this story though when I actually, we was about to go hang out with Suge Knight. You know what I mean? This before rapping shit. Like Suge is he in Vegas, so it's like this big ass convention when Death Row. Like this one Suge Knight was like actually fresh out of jail from the Tupac, you know, situation or whatever. So we in the Beverly Center, me and my boys that I was boosting with. So we seen the fur coats on the mannequin and shit. So he like, man, hold on, bro. Like, what you think what I'm thinking? I'm like, man, we going to Vegas, bro. Like, we need that fur coat.
Y'all was doing it like that?
Like literally, I put a brown one on, he put a black one on, right? It was like black and gray chinchilla. I had a mink, and we walked out that motherfucker like.
Bold.
Like we like 18 years, like we young, like you know what I'm saying? Walked out. And we ended up going to Vegas with Suge. Why Suge Knight had the same coat on there. My boy, he had the black and gray one. Suge Knight had the same coat on. I remember Corrupt was with him too though, like, you know what I mean? Corrupt had, you know, he had his chucks on, like his little $20 fit, you know what I'm saying?
You were suited.
Nah, we was like the bosses, like with Suge, like, you know what I'm saying, in Vegas. And we come through Vegas, like, you know, and my boy.
Probably looking at you guys like, okay, the young homies, all right, let's roll.
Yeah. It was my boy Eastwood. My boy Eastwood was an artist. Yeah. So that's why we got, you know, with Suge or whatever. That was, you know, that was my boosting years though, you know what I mean?
He's cool,
Yeah.
How was your relationship with your dad? Was he around?
Why you asking me that? Because he a blood?
I mean, how could that be?
Yeah.
Are on one side and then he rides with another. Make it make sense.
No, it was cool because like I said, my pops, like, he riding what I ride with. Like, he was like that daddy off blow, like whatever, you know what I'm saying, whatever it was that I wanted to do, he was riding with me. Whatever decision I made in life, my pops was gonna ride with me regardless. Like, he could figure it out, you know what I'm saying?
You get in your business.
Yeah, he like figure it out. So he knew he raised me right, you know what I mean? I grew up watching him because I was always a looker, like, you know what I mean? I gotta look, and then once I see it, and then I can repeat it, like, you know what I mean? So I saw that he was a leader, like, you know, so I went over to the hood, you know, and I was always a leader, like, you know, whatever y'all saying, I'm saying what I'm saying, and I'm willing to fight for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter how many times. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care about the in crowd. Like, I know what the in crowd is. Like, you know, I come from the in crowd. Like, so we the type of niggas, like, my pops raised me to be like, nigga, hold on, man, we moving the in crowd over here with us. So I had to go fight for that shit in my hood. Like, you know what I'm saying? It didn't come easy. Like, you know, some niggas it come easy though because it's like they born.
You either have it or you don't.
Yeah, but some niggas they born and raised in certain areas. And like they get away with telling on this nigga, they get along with doing all this bullshit because they whole family is from that area. So in my situation, if I stayed in the Pueblos, then I'd be that type of nigga. But I wasn't raised to be that type of nigga. Like I didn't take advantage of the situation because my daddy and my granddaddy from the Pueblos. You know what I'm saying? Even if I stayed over there, I'd still be the nigga that was gonna be like, hold on, nigga, we not about to jump him. we not doing this. We not doing that. Like, I'm not letting that shit happen. Like, you know what I mean? If me and my homies was like 20 deep and they was like 4 deep, 5 deep, I'm getting in the way of it. And I don't give a fuck how many homies I gotta go squabble with, like, to go do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of shit. That's the way my pops raised me. Like, you know what I mean? Me and my mama was cool. She like, she disappeared sometimes and locked the door, you know what I'm saying, and go in her room with her boyfriend, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, you know what I'm saying, my mama was the bomb, like, you know what I'm saying? She had this big ass heart, you know what I'm saying, that everybody came to her house and shit like that or whatever when it was like, you know, in need of a place and shit. So she had like a big ass heart or whatever. She'd let everybody in or whatever. And I just knew one day that big heart, I had to channel that heart to myself. You know what I'm saying?
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
I feel like you took the traits of your mother.
Right. She do
Getting to know you, that's how I see you. So
off top, yeah. She do poetry too though. Like that's so I got, you know what I mean? So her big heart, you know what I'm saying, instead of giving it out, I just utilize it for myself later on in life. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, mom's was cool.
I love that. So were there any therapeutic ways that you would turn to cope with the healing and trauma that you experienced?
At that time, like, it wasn't no ways to deal with it, but like to more money, more power, and more fame. At that time, that's how I chose to deal with it. You know, I had to flock my way through it.
What is flocking?
Flocking?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's like Robin Hood. Like, you know what I'm saying? You take it from the rich, you know what I'm saying? Put some in your pocket, and then you trying to go find your way, like, you know, to the next day. So, you know, burglaries. You know, it's a burglary
That's how you dealt with your trauma.
Yeah, that's how I had to deal with it. Like, I had to go make sure I put some money in my pocket, and the best way I knew how. You know what I'm saying? So, glasses, huh? Trying to figure out my style. I had to bust these. Hey, they ain't Gucci though. I don't know about that. They ain't Gucci though.
So you were introduced to gangbanging. What made you feel like it was okay to choose that life?
I think it was the right time. Like, you know what I mean? As far as like where I'm at in my life. And then on an important level, it was the discipline. Like, I knew I needed discipline because my mama's bedroom door was closed. So I had to go to the streets, go outside. Then my daddy wasn't even in the house, you know what I mean? So he had his own house. So I knew where I wanted to be. The energy felt like I needed some discipline. And then I went from the Gardena cruise to I'm like, man, I can't do no more cruise. Give me the real gangbangers. Like, give me the real niggas that say, like, you know what I mean? You could be disciplined for it. Like, so it was like.
So that's the kind of people you wanted to hang out with?
Yeah, that was gonna discipline a nigga. Like, I was trying to, you know, that's what I needed. Like, so gangbanging was cool. Cause on the time, like, I need discipline. Like, where I'm gonna get it from? These dudes over here, they doing fucked up shit, and I could really go murk them. I could go really kill them niggas. Or I could just really like say, you know what? Leave that shit alone, bro. These ain't the type of dudes I want to be around. I'm speaking on the cruise, cause it wasn't no politics in the cruise. They was doing stuff like that, and I wanted to go just pick up. I'm the type of dude, I'm gonna pick up something and kill you. So I just went to go fight all of them and shit. Like, you know what I mean? I fought all them dudes, and I went over here, and then got put on the gang. Yeah. If I didn't gangbang, I wouldn't know Nipsey. Like, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was just all the way around.
It came with blessings.
Yeah, like, you know, so I think that's any organization. It's gonna be good people and bad people.
So how were you introduced to flocking, and what was your first experience like?
I got introduced from my cousin. He knew these group of dudes that was getting money real fast. You know what I'm saying? He like, man, these niggas getting bread and they getting it real fast. So I end up being around those same guys or whatever, and they'll pull up to the crib and shit like that or whatever, early in the morning, like 6 a.m. So they like about to go flocking and shit. Like, you know what I mean? They're like, Roadie, you going? I'm like, nah. They was like, man, let us borrow your car though. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
7 a.m. and everyone's plotting and planning.
Everybody planning early in the morning, you know what I'm saying? So they come get my car, and then they'd bring my car back like in about 2 o'clock, around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. And then they'd leave me like about 5 bands in the council, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, like.
Oh, because you let them use your car.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? So they'd fucking leave the bread in my car, and then they did it like 2 times. They did it a 3rd time, you know, sometimes it was 500. But it was
like, I want a piece of the real
yeah,
action.
Yeah, but it was always over like, you know, regular bread, you know, what somebody make every day. So, like the 5th time or the 4th time they came, they was like, man, what's up, Rose? You gonna lose? I'm like, nah, bro, like I'm rolling. Like, I'm going with y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I end up going with them and shit, and they go out to the far, you know, neighborhoods or whatever, and I remember the first time was like crazy. I'm just like, I thought
adrenaline pumping.
Yeah, like,
scared?
yeah, I'm thinking I'm like the lucky one, like, you know what I'm saying?
Shit.
I'm like, okay, this gonna be my lucky pass. I'm gonna hit for like, these niggas giving me 5,000 in my tray. I'm like, oh, hold on, man, I'm gonna hit for like, you know what I'm saying, like 20 or 30 or 40 or something, 100. So I'm like in the car in the back seat, like, I'm in the back seat,
God,
like.
they introduced you to like a whole other.
No, I'm really in the back seat though, like my boy came, he got the safe, put that motherfucker in the car. I'm in the back seat, like, this it. I'm not never going to work again. I'm not never doing nothing again. This gonna be the big one. And then got back to the house, man. It was like guns and marriage certificates and all that type of bullshit or whatever. It wasn't no money, like, you know what I'm saying. So I was just like, man, hold on, man.
Damn.
Yeah, that was my first time, like my first time.
That was your first time? You thought you were gonna catch a lick, but you really did catch a lick.
Man, I thought I was gonna be rich. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so
terrible experience.
Yeah, it was like guns and like, you know what I mean? But that was like the first time or whatever. So, you know, it's cool though.
So can you explain to me how you felt the day you got caught for fucking?
Normal day at work, driving off in a car, counting the money, about to get my niggas they bread, and then boom. Like 4 ARs pointed to my head, 20 white mans and cops. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then it's me, like, just thanking God, like, you know what I'm saying, this shit over with. Like, I was tired.
Shit. Oh, I'm not gonna say.
That was good. I like this shit. Nah, that was good. That was good.
No, because you know, that moment.
Yeah.
Where, it's like a movie.
Off top, yeah.
But you don't like that feeling.
Yep.
How was prison for you then?
Man, it started off bad. Like, the police, they broke my eye socket that day, you know? So I had to go to the USC Medical, to the hospital. And
But how did that happen? Like, why they?
When they arrested me that day, when they broke my eye socket, so I had to have surgery.
Damn.
Yeah. So I'm up in there like watching like big ass TV, big remote control, big ass dinners. They bringing me all, you know. I don't even feel like I'm in jail. Like, I'm in a hospital. So then like they take me to go do my surgery, and then when they do my surgery, mind you, I'm in there like 7 days. Big TV, dinners, big everything, big watching TV and shit.
You're like, this is not jail.
This not jail, you know what I'm saying? So then they do my surgery, and then like right when they do my surgery, they kick me out the next day. So now I have to go to jail, like, you know what I'm saying?
Just recover in jail.
But I'm saying I had to leave surgery.
And now you're in jail.
Now I'm in jail, like, so I walk into this dorm, it's called 5800, you know what I'm saying? And then the first time I walk in this motherfucker, this big ass nigga, like, and I got this big ass patch on my eye or whatever, and I walk in and he like, hey, nigga, where you from? Like, I'm like, I'm from 60, like that. Whoa, he like, it's family, nigga. Whoa, he got this big ass CK on his face. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, he like, nigga, I'm from family. I'm like, all right, nigga, whoa, nigga, when I heal up, you know what I'm saying? When I heal up, I can take all phase, like, you know what I'm saying? So I was fucked up. I came in off of surgery, right into the action of like everyday squabbling, like, you know what I'm saying? Mind you, I came from the streets though, like, I'm like big Range Rover in the streets. At the time, I got Range Rovers. I'm in the valley. So I ain't really dealing with the politics, and then I bounce right back to the politics with a fucked up eye from the police. And then like we right here, like, you know what I'm saying? And I healed up and I started taking my phase, and you know what I'm saying? So that's how that shit started.
If you don't mind telling me, how much time did you do away from this?
Man, I did 7 years with half.
Oh,
Yeah, they gave me 7. I had to do an extra year for a screwdriver, like burglary tools. So they reversed me all the way from the pen, all the way to the county. I'm thinking I'm going home, and then they was just like, you got another year, like for a screwdriver.
Oh,
like okay. I got for a screwdriver, like, you know what I'm saying. So
okay, so total 8, half of the 8.
Half of 8, y'all.
Okay.
Half of 8.
Well, what was it like on your first day home from being incarcerated?
Every hustler in LA, you know what I'm saying? They was on my mama front grass, like. Everybody's on my mama front grass.
Like
there.
a welcome home party?
Like every hustler, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they trying to get me back to the streets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All my girlfriends, all my ex-girlfriends, you know what I'm saying? They all right there.
Shoot.
You know,
It's a celebration.
it's a celebration, right? Yeah. So they trying to get me back to the streets, and I just like, nah, man, I ain't fucking around, man. I'm about to go right to that garage back there at my mama's house, and I start doing my music.
Ah. So it was actually a pivotal switch to your music career.
It's totally different.
At that moment.
Totally different. No more streets. You know, accept me as an artist right now from this point on. I told every hustler, you had the motherfucking drug dealers out there, you had the flockers, you had the niggas selling weed, you had the scammers, you had the boosters. Like, we LA. Like, this the whole LA. Like, you know what I'm saying?
How did the people in your community react to this new Roadie Rose? No more streets, just music. What was their reaction, or what kind of feedback did you get from that?
That shit died out. They wouldn't fuck with it no more. Like, like, you know, that level of focusness, like, you know what I mean? They came to the garage for a little while, and then I just started seeing them leave one by one. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, they were like, yeah, this cool, but this ain't it. We ain't getting the money, so.
We don't know nothing about
we
don't know nothing about no process. They don't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, I knew that already, you know what I'm saying? So you know, it was tough though. Like, you know, my baby mama, she'll drop my son off, you know what I'm saying? And she'll be like, what type of artist in the garage? Like, nigga, you in the garage, nigga, you a garage rapper. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, she was going hard. Like, you know what I mean? She'll be like, oh, you trying to be like Hustle them. Them niggas don't even fuck with you. And, you know, man, she was applying pressure. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, she wanted me, you know what I'm saying, in the streets. So that's why she applied. Everybody in LA wanted me in the streets. So they applying pressure, like, we ain't fucking with that, you know what I'm saying? And I just stayed down and stayed in that garage, and I just kept brick by brick, like, I just pounded that motherfucker out, like, you know what I'm saying?
That's the natural process that makes the magic, I feel.
Yeah, my baby mama, she was going hard though, like, she, you know, and then at the same time while she going hard on me, she in the bitch you ain't broke, whatever, YG in that video, like, you know what I mean? So she going hard, and she like already, like, you know, she a video girl, but she in the video, bitches ain't shit. There you go, bitches ain't shit. But so she was going hard on me, whatever, and I just, you know, I stayed there and kept my composure, like, you know what I'm saying, and just start pounding out, making more music.
Maybe some like key points of where you feel you were challenged mentally and spiritually.
Right.
So like, just the noise. You had to block out the noise, however that was, and you're saying that it's through music. Yeah,
so yeah, that was dope. Like, to just actually, you know, take it in. You know what I'm saying? I tell any young nigga like that, right? You know what I mean? Don't drown, like, fuck that noise. Like, you know what I'm saying? This the whole streets, this my baby mama. You know what I mean? They want you to be right there, like, making money, like, you know, and then when you go to the club, they going to the club with you and you paying for everything. They miss that. They want that right there. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lifestyle. It's a change of lifestyle.
Yeah. So now that I'm taking the dollars out the club, I'm taking the dollars out of the mall when we going shopping, and I'm investing them in myself. You know what I'm saying? And
your music.
And myself, my music. You know, they don't like that. You know what I mean? Hold on, bro. You was doing this.
Well, maybe they just don't understand it yet. This is the process that everyone's not supposed to understand.
Exactly.
So earlier, you mentioned Nip.
Right.
How was your relationship with him at this time?
Man, Hustle was straight. Like, I remember the first time I talked to him, he like, neighborhood, nigga, you home? Like, he like I'm at a video shoot right now. Like, but you home, nigga? You already know what's up, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So me and his relationship as homies, like, our shit was hood. Like, you know what I'm saying? But on the business level, our relationship was more so like, nigga, that's what you doing now? Like, you rapping? All right, nigga, hold on. Like, make your name, you know, make your name heard. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let me see what you got. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So you all have to do that.
Right. So that's how it was with, you know what I'm saying, as far as our relationship when I first came home, me and Hustle. So while he, you know, she in the videos and all that, me and Hustle was still, like, you know what I mean? It was always A1 with me and bro.
So at what point did the non-believers start to see the light and understand what was really going on with you?
I really can't say when they started feeling Roadie Rose. But I can really say, like, it was a big relief the day Hustle, like, you know what I'm saying, told me to pull up to the studio. And, you know what I'm saying, it's that time, like, you know what I mean? Prior to that, Bro always told me, like, nigga, when that time right, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got that, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that was a big ass relief, man, when bro really, you know what I'm saying, told me to pull up and let's do our first record. Cause I'm looking at bro like I already know at that time, even though the world don't know, I already know that Nipsey the biggest artist. Like, I tell people, like, even though Meek Mill was with like Rick Ross and he had the big ass company behind Meek Mill at that time, I always knew Hustle was like the biggest artist out there. So, you know, and then him not looking at me as a homie, he like, you grind your way 3 years, nigga, doing your thing.
He sees the movement,
right,
invites you over to his establishment,
right,
and you're already locked in.
Right. So if we on that scale, I ain't looking at the scale as my home, but I'm looking at a big ass scale. And if he respect my craft and he on this big ass scale, then who are all you niggas out here like that's under that scale?
Yeah.
I can't really, you know what I mean? So I was always had a, like, I'm a boss, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So you jumped right into it. Well,
yeah.
Did a record come out of that? Like, what project came out of that situation?
Oh yeah, we did this record called History. It's me and Hustle. Crazy thing about that record is we were supposed to do that shit at a funeral home, like, you know what I'm saying? I know that costs you off, huh?
You create the content in a funeral home?
Yeah, cause not because of nothing like that, but my homeboy died.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? One of my little homeboys died in a car accident. You know what I'm saying? They was off the lean and shit. You know them niggas be doing all that lean shit. So
sorry for your loss.
Yeah. But we end up I was gonna pay homage to the little homie that died in the car accident, and that was when me and Hustle video was supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was called History, man. It's a great record in my discography though.
So now that you're a dad, tell me about fatherhood.
Man, fatherhood is like, I know the lineup now, like, you gotta really raise your kids to have a focus, to have a purpose. Like, you know what I mean? If you get your kids early on a purpose to what they want to be in life, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's gonna make your job easy as a father, you know what I'm saying?
Well, first it's your presence, because you have to be present.
Right.
To instill that in them.
So yeah, I'm present. Like my two youngest kids, they stay with me. Like, you know what I mean? They go to their mama house for a week, you know, they come back or whatever. So it's big 19 keys. Like, you know what I mean? When it's time to, like, when I see you tired, like, you know what I'm saying? It's big 19 keys. They already know to go to YouTube and relax and to recharge and to be at one with the universe. So they 9 and 8 years old. So I be teaching them that right now. Like, and then I got my older two kids, Mason and Manaya. So my he 18, and then Manaya, she 22.
So she's your only girl.
I only got one girl, yeah. And my daughter, like, I just try to, like, give her the overlook, like, you know what I mean, and be, damn, that's crazy. Damn. So I choose my baby, like, I try to do the, you know, the one-on-one concerts. I did that all growing up, you know. We bond in music. Like, I feel like she musically inclined. So we grew up off of, she Jay-Z. I remember one time going to a Jay-Z concert, and like Jay-Z concerts is like all older people. My baby was like 17, 18 at that time. Like, you know what I'm saying? 17. So mind you, it's all these old people in the arena.
Damn, Jay-Z, I fuck with
Jay-Z right now, recently, like the last 3 years, like, it's all older people, like, and then my baby, like, Manaya was like 17, and she reciting like shit from 96, like, so like, me and her relationship is real big, like, in the music, you know what I mean, and then my son, Mason, he been through a lot as far as, like, you know, the streets knew he been through mental illness, and we had an episode where, you know, people around LA, it kind of went viral, where he was lost, you know, so.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I had to reach out to the streets and really, like, you know what I mean? Like, at this point, like, you go to sleep. I gotta go to sleep and I don't know where my kid at. Like,
so fast forward, how did that turn out for you?
It was like, I think that was my highest level of vulnerability. You know what I'm saying? Like, now I gotta turn my vulnerability, like, to the max and ask for, like, people for help.
Yeah.
And then I learned that it was power in that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, but dealing with it, like, I persevered, and then like later on I ended up making a CD called Persistent where I'm talking about it. So, you know.
So you found him because you were able to
Yeah.
have that platform
Yeah.
of social media
Yeah.
and ask for help.
Yeah.
You found your son?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I'm like I don't like social media. So I had a bigger respect on another level for social media at that point. Like, you know.
You had your courage to share what was going on, but you knew that you needed that extra help, and you got the help you needed.
Right. So that was real. That was a blessing. And then, like I said, I learned how to just be vulnerable. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was vulnerable now. Like, it is what it is.
What is your love life situation looking like? You think you're ready to start dating again, and what would that look like for you?
I wouldn't say so. Like, I just like share hobbies. Like, you know, I meet people, or I meet women, excuse me, and I like share a hobby with them. Like, I want to make sure, like, you ain't losing your time and I ain't losing my time.
Yeah, you're having fun while spending time together.
Right, and we accomplishing something. Like, we going in the same direction. So that's how I am more so, like, with, you know, and I just like want to experience that day, like, you know,
that moment,
that day.
Yeah.
And if it's possible, you know what I mean, and if it's a good vibe and it's a good energy, then I might want to see it tomorrow. Like, you know what I mean? If your schedule ain't, you know, or if our hobbies share each other, we can go hiking, we can go walking, we can go, you know, stuff like that or whatever. But I'm definitely not like, I don't know, I can't just take nobody out the country.
You're not looking for anything.
I can't do too much. Like, I'm not about to take nobody out and go crazy because I'm trying to, like...
Yeah, I guess it's just the vibe that you create with people, right? And then you know how to extend it after.
Yeah.
Or not to. What do you think makes Roadie Rose identify as a real man?
Man, you got to be a real man. You gotta identify with yourself. You gotta know yourself. You gotta have God, like, you know, because you able to point out, you know, to the world who you is, like, you know. And I think, you know, that come with, like, if it's gonna come at an early age, it's gonna come from your parents teaching you this, you know what I mean? But for sure, a real man is gonna know his, you know, his flaws. You know, he gonna be comfortable with that. He gonna know his strengths. He gonna know his powers. He gonna know how to balance the masculine energy with the feminine energy. You know what I mean? Like, so when he do get in a situation, you know, he know what the other people moving off of, like, you know. So, God first.
God first.
I wouldn't say
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say you supposed to, like, base it on no career, because that's what, like, 95% of the world doing. Like, they basing relationships on careers. Like, you know what I'm saying? They putting careers, what you have, over God. Like, you know, so that's why I said, like, really, you know, I feel like if you know yourself and then if you build something with somebody, whether it's business or whether it's with your woman, like, you can build something with somebody and then y'all can share that. So, you know, you'll never have no problems with nobody because you actually created something with somebody. Yeah. And I think those are, like, the longest friendships, like when people create shit with people, like, you know what I mean? Mutual goals. Like, come on. Yeah. Like, you know, I mean, you really supposed to just go and, like, trick on somebody and go out the country and I don't even know you. Like, how you gonna do that?
You gotta build with people these days.
How you gonna feel good about that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, knowing yourself, man, know yourself.
So you told me about your street life. What can the industry now expect from Roadie Rose?
Shit, the truth. Like, you know what I mean? Like, something that's lacking out here. The reason why I brought you out here to the beach instead of taking you on the podcast.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day, by the way.
Like, yeah, like the truth though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I gotta come in as my age. So, like, niggas like Meek Mill and niggas like whoever, like, that's younger than me, like, I still gotta look at them as, you know what I mean, they're my little homeboys. And I don't care about how long y'all been in. Y'all my big homies, like how Hustle was. Hustle was my big homie in the industry, but then in real life, I was Hustle big homie, you know what I'm saying? So to learn the industry and what Hustle was, because he was in them offices and shit like that or whatever, and I didn't know nothing about that. You know what I mean? I'm like a street nigga. My big homies gonna support me, they gonna fund me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like that. Like I say one song, I say, like, we didn't know I said a big executive in one of my records, and then I'm like, nah, I knew Big U, I knew street legends, like, cause my dad is a street legend, so this window that I know is like, but Hustle probably was taught to go to the offices, you know what I mean? So Roadie Rose, my whole life, I'm shooting off big ass missiles with this music shit, big videos by Loyal, big ass like production. You know what I mean? Big business
Yeah,
that I
your
really.
content goes hard.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. But big ass things, and then it's like I'm shooting out these rockets, but then where everything it got to come back to something, like, you know what I mean? And that's always to set the business correctly. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, like the industry they got to deal with a, like, you know what I mean, a grown man coming to this motherfucker, but really being appealable to the young kids, like, you know what I mean?
Give back.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just big things, man. You know, big things though, for sure.
Can't wait for it all.
Yeah.
Happy to be a part of this.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Beautiful day.
Yeah.
God's at work.
I'm Venice Beach. Yeah.
Yeah. Got on, fell off, came back, now a nigga on. We back. Up at stake 48 in my mind, I'm in Carbone.
Whole gang in this bitch getting to it.
Yep.
Bought a bag full of